in for a treat because you had the opportunity to meet this beautiful young lady just a little bit before lunch and what she has to offer us here at conference. We're so excited to be able to offer this kind of training from someone who's been in the trenches and who's grown her social media tremendously in just over a year, right?
Well, I've been doing it for 7 years, but it's really grown.
But you really, you really emphasize.
We've got some momentum within the last 2 years.
Without further ado, please help us welcome Brittany Young.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, you all. I'm so excited to be here with you all today, and I'm excited because, for one, I get to come to a conference where it's like crafty and fun stuff and pretty stuff, and then I also get to talk about my favorite thing, which is social media. I love social media. I love social media for us as creative business owners. I feel like, and I'll say it until like forever, there is no better time to have a business than right now. Like, no better time. You don't have to have a brick and mortar. You don't have to pack your stuff up and go to people's homes if you don't want to. You can have a business on social media that financially supports your family and really, truly can grow to be much bigger than probably what you ever would imagine that it could be. I know for me, that's exactly how it was. I knew that I would make my business work. I knew that my creative business would fit my lifestyle, but I didn't realize what social media had to offer until I got really consistent with it. And so I want to share with you guys just a little bit. So I started my Facebook page 7 years ago. Over the last 1.5 to 2 years, I went completely full-time in my creative business and really poured into social media. And so I started 7 years ago on Facebook, and I've branched off a little bit into Instagram. I do just not really, I would hate to even say I do YouTube, but I do put some content on YouTube, but it's all other content. It's Facebook videos and things like that. And I do a little bit of Pinterest. So I'm going to give you guys like a brief overview of all of the things in social media world that makes creative entrepreneurship so amazing. And I'm going to take your questions, and you guys stop me along the way. I'll tell you this is an overview of all of the things, but I want you guys to pick one of the social media platforms, and that's going to be your playground. That's going to be your home. That's going to be where you hang out, and that's going to be you're going to want to learn all of the things about that one platform. And once you have it mastered, then you can open up to another platform, and then you can master that one, and then you open up to another platform. So don't be intimidated. Again, I want to give you guys ideas and inspiration, and I want you to figure out what social platform fits your lifestyle and fits your interest and kind of where your people already are. So again, here's some things that we're going to cover. I'm just going to talk about building your brand and growing your audience and just about your presence on social media. So let me tell you a couple things. And I want you guys to admit, the doors are closed. No one's going to know. We don't have to leave this room. Facebook recently put out a stat that said that the average person checks Facebook 14 times a day. Would anybody like to admit that they check Facebook 14 times a day? Way more than that. Okay, we've got some. Okay, the first thing is admitting your problem, right? No, I'm kidding. Not a problem, not a problem. Is there a 12, maybe we need to develop a 12-step program. Right, yeah. What does that mean, you guys? So if that's Facebook, Facebook says 14 times a day, no telling what Instagram is, right? And no telling what Pinterest is. And so what that means for you and I, it means we have 14 opportunities to get our products and our brand and us and our big head and our face and our story in front of these people. We have 14 opportunities a day. We would be stinking silly not to do it. I mean, we would be silly not to prioritize social media because they're checking it 14 times a day, right? So with that being said, I'm going to teach you guys today, I'm going to give you just an overview of how to increase your sales, how to find new customers, and how to generate more team members. So on Facebook, there are several ways you connect with your people. And just like when I told you, I said, pick a playground. Is it going to be Instagram or is it going to be Facebook or YouTube? Pick the place. And then you want to figure out how to use all of their posting opportunities, how to really maximize your time. So it's easy to hop onto Facebook. And I bet, somebody tell me, is that Facebook the first place that you guys started in social media world? It's kind of like the first place, right? YouTube and Facebook are probably around the same time. But YouTube's a lot of work, and Facebook's a little bit easier, and we can follow our neighbors and our kids and our people. You know, we're on there personally, and so Facebook, we can go in and we can make a Facebook status. That's what we used to do. Do you guys remember the Facebook statuses where we were like, pork chops and green beans for supper, what you having? You guys remember those? Anybody have friends that tell you what they're having for dinner? It's easy, right? Yeah. So Facebook statuses are simple. Then comes live video. That's my secret sauce. That's my secret sauce for growing my business. That's the secret dip that took my business to where it is now. And live video is so simple, and I wish I had so much time to give you all the ins and outs of live video. I want to tell you everything there is to do, but I can't tell you in this training, maybe another time. But live video is the next place that if you choose Facebook to be your playground, that you want to invest your time. So you want to create good statuses, and I'm going to share with you how to make good statuses, live videos, regular, like those still photos. And then I don't know if you guys have seen those, but have you seen really big, juicy Facebook pages? They have photos, but it looks like a still photo, but it's actually a video. Do you guys know, have you seen that? Like if you were to share it, it would say share the video, but you're like, that's not a video, it's a photo. You guys know what I'm talking about? Those are new, like hot off the press. Like that is totally new. There's an app called Ripple that you can use to make those. But those are, I think those are gonna be the next like huge thing that will grow pages, are those still photos that are put on Facebook like a video. And then in Facebook groups, same for Instagram, we have photos, which are live feed, and your photo feed, so like if you click on your profile, how many of you guys have Instagram? It's a great place for creative people because we like to see stuff. We want to see pretty visual things, and Instagram allows you to see pretty visual things. It's an awesome place for creative businesses. When you post a photo to Instagram on your feed, it's kind of like a catalog, or it's like your very own magazine. It's like my very own Certified Celebrator magazine right there. And people will base the first 9 photos on your feed. Those 9 photos, they will make a judgment whether to follow you or not based on those photos. So with Instagram, your photo quality's got to be pretty good, and you want to think about the placement of the photos. So for me, I blog at certifiedscelebrator.com, and so my content kind of goes through the holidays. We celebrate all the holidays. It's like one vicious cycle that we just keep going and going. And so if you scroll through my feed, everything's pink right now, and then it was red, and then it was orange, because it goes back through the holidays. So it just flows really well. And because we're creative people, whether we realize what we're doing or not, when we click on a profile and it flows and it feels good, and it's like the catalog. You guys remember the JCPenney catalog we would get in the mail, and we just loved it? It's like that. It's like it just makes us feel so good. And so that's the same with Instagram. Instagram also offers live video. I have not seen, I'm going to be totally honest, and I'm always honest and transparent with you all. Live video on Instagram has not been super, for one, it's not, I have not seen any, I haven't seen it to be profitable for my business. So at that point, it's not really worth my time because I ain't doing it for free. So I don't do, Linda, do we have a question? Are you looking at me? Okay, so Instagram live videos, they're there. Again, they're not priority for me. And again, I don't know how you would make money on Instagram Live, other than just maybe connecting with your people and connecting with your brand and that sort of thing. And then tagging. So that's what's really awesome, is because you can tag your products. You can tag your people that you are getting inspiration from. You can tag your team. You can tag, like if you all had a challenge, or you are all doing a Valentine's Day project and you tag different pieces of it. And so you're sending followers from one account to the next. Yeah, yes ma'am. So tagging is going in and adding the @ sign, like an A with a circle around it, and then you could tag Fun Stamper's Journey. And so that's telling Fun Stamper's Journey that you posted a photo using their products. You could tag me, you could tag your friend, you could tag anybody. You could tag anything that you want.
So it's just really sharing.
It's kind of like sharing. Yeah, exactly. If you think about Facebook, it's kind of like sharing, kind of. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's talk about that real quick. @ sign is telling somebody like, hey, their product is in the piece, right? Like it is specific. A lot of times it's brand focused or people focused, like it's focused on other accounts. Hashtagging, this is what I want to warn you guys to be careful with. There is a thing called, how many of you all have heard shadow banning? Shadow banning. Shadow banning is a really scary thing where if you're using tons of hashtags, Instagram will mark you as spam, they will shadow ban your account, and then people won't see your content. And it's kind of like that algorithm. How many of you guys love the word algorithm? Do we even know how to spell algorithm? Who made that word? Algorithm. Who made that word? It's a terrible word, right? So Instagram has their own algorithm, whatever you want to call it, and hashtagging will affect kind of the placement of your post. So I don't want to scare you and say, don't ever use a hashtag again, because that's not the case. You just don't want to use like 20. Have you guys followed any accounts where it's like a sentence and then it's like a million, bajillion hashtags? Yes, you better. Tell me, what does that make you think when you see all of those hashtags? Kind of spammy, right? Yeah, it's just kind of, and Instagram sees that too. So here's my advice for you. My advice is have your own hashtag so that your people can search your hashtag, okay? And then pick a couple hashtags that are broad that are not spammy. So because we're specifically talking about Fun Stampers Journey, figure out what FSJ's hashtags are and use those hashtags. And if you and your team want to come up with a specific hashtag for a specific month, for a specific theme and project, use that hashtag. So like hip hip hooray, it's Valentine's Day or whatever. You come up with that, but I would really kind of rotate those in and out and keep your hashtag, the FSJ hashtag, consistent. So not DIY, snow day, who's on board, blah, blah, like not all of the not all of the ones. Yes, it's just like you don't even read it, right? So don't even waste your energy on hashtags. I'm so glad you asked about that.
And is hashtags dying? People, I know it was a thing like a year and a half ago. Is it kind of like, do people really click on a hashtag and go and...
Yeah, I mean, I think specifically for series, like we did a DIY your 4th of July, and so I could click on that hashtag and see all July 4th projects, and I loved that. And so, yeah, I think they do, but I don't think they're doing like hashtag blessed, hashtag messy hair don't care. Like, I don't think that people are like going and like looking at all the messy hairs that don't care, you know? So like all of these, like, you know what I mean? So I do think, I do want to tell you guys this. No hashtags on Facebook. No hashtags on Facebook. A hashtag has a URL. A hashtag has like a, it has a link that's connected to the hashtag. And Facebook is, did you want to interrupt me?
I just wanted to, if when there's a question at this point, could you repeat the question so we can...
Oh, sure. Yes. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to tell you guys, is no hashtags on Facebook, and even connecting your, and this is getting really strategic, and I wasn't planning for our training to get this detailed, but I'll tell you, do not go to Instagram and post a photo and then automatically let it go to Facebook. Do you guys know how you can do that? You can connect your accounts. Yeah. Don't do that, and let me tell you why. Because Facebook is like a greedy boyfriend. They don't want you anywhere else. They don't want you pushing people to a website. They don't want you pushing people to Instagram. They don't want you getting people off of Facebook. They want people to be on Facebook. So they don't like you like putting and sending people in other places. So for one, the hashtag whole ordeal is when it comes with a URL and you're putting a hashtag in your Facebook statuses, it's telling Facebook, click on the hashtag, and then it's sending them to another URL because hashtags just have all of that underlying stuff. And I don't know all the techie stuff, so there's probably words for, like, I don't know what stuff is. I just know that you don't want to send people to the other places. And then you don't want to post, or maybe here, let's have a challenge. Who wants a challenge? Okay, let's do a challenge, all right? Somebody, I would love for you today, after this training, post something on Instagram and link it to Facebook, okay? Let it link over. And then tomorrow, I want you to post something on Facebook alone and then on Instagram alone, 2 separate posts. And I want you to look at the engagement of both of those posts. And I want you to see which one on Facebook specifically does better. And I can promise you it's probably gonna be the post that you individually uploaded the photo. You weren't linking it. Because Facebook is all about community, you guys. Facebook is like bringing people together. They care more about the viewers than they do marketers. We would be considered marketers because we have businesses. They care more about the users of Facebook than us. And so they want to give them a great experience on Facebook. And so for that being said, there are, like, in our news feed, when you click on Facebook has even said recently, like at the Social Media Examiner Conference in San Diego a couple weeks ago, they said, we're running out of places to put stuff in news feeds. So for us, that means we're getting cut, right? Like they're cutting out business stuff because they want it to be user-friendly and community. So if we link something from Instagram to Facebook that says we're taking the easy route out, we went to Instagram first, and I'm trying to make it easier on myself. If we step into Facebook and we say, here's a photo of my beautiful project, we are engaged with our community. Like we're right there with our people. Like we're ready to talk with them. We're ready to party with them. We didn't schedule it. We're there. We're present. Does that make sense? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're saying they don't like links that take you off of Facebook?
Yeah.
Or if you post a link to your blog business?
Yes.
Where is you?
So here's some tricks with this, and I might have some tricks in here. Let me tell you this, okay? There's an 80-20 rule, and the 80-20 rule is 80% of the posts that you make on Facebook is free content. It's stuff that we want to encourage someone. We want to make them look good or feel good. We want to give them ideas. It's free content. It's us. 20% of the time are the posts that are going to make us money. So we have to be really strategic, you guys. It's like a game, but it's like a strategy that you kind of have to figure out. So with that being said, 20% of the posts are what we make, so we want to be smart about it. We want to do it in a Facebook Live video because Facebook loves live videos. So if I'm going to make money on something and I'm going to use a link, you better believe I'm going to do a Facebook Live video on it, because they love video more than they hate outside links. So find the things that they love, give Facebook what they want, give them what they want, and then put your stuff in there. And if you're giving them and you're following their roles, then your stuff will be seen. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of like a mindset change. If you've been in Facebook and you're like, no one is seeing my stuff and they don't like it, and we're stomping our feet, it does no good. So instead, let's learn the roles and let's do it right? That's what I tell my girls. Like, let's do it right. Like, just learn it, figure it out, and make it work for you. So for me, all of the links that are going to push people for the majority of the post, if I'm going to make money on it, there's going to be a link in a live video. The next thing that it would be a photo that looks like an image, but it's going to be a video. I would put a link into that. Sometimes I'll say things like, hey girls, like I did and some of the links for me, I don't always make money on. Like I might just want somebody to go to my blog and look for a DIY tutorial. So yesterday we did a DIY mercury glass, and we took like all of these old glass and sprayed them and made them look like mercury. Well, I had a tutorial on the website for that, but I have not had time to do video on it. So I posted a photo and said, who still loves mercury glass? Does it remind you of your grandmother? Because it sure does me. If you want a tutorial, you can take some glass pieces you have at home, take my tutorial, and do it yourself. I put the link below. So I put the link in the comments. So the link is in the status, it's in the comments. But be careful, because Facebook will pick up on things like free and giveaway and asking people to share and asking people to like and comment. They don't like that. So I don't say like link in comments. I say, check it out below, or like just take a spin on your words, and then I put it in the comments. I don't always do that, but I do that sometimes. And that's usually, I do that for posts that are just like, it's still 80%, it's still free stuff. I'm not gonna make any money if you follow my tutorial. I just wanna encourage you and take some glass from your pantry and make it pretty. That's all I wanna do. And so I'll put the link in the comments for that. But the link that is gonna send them to my website to purchase something from me, oftentimes will be in a Facebook Live video. Does that answer your question? Okay, awesome. All right, let's talk about YouTube real quick. I'm gonna be honest, I don't do a ton with YouTube. I started over there. We've got a handful. We probably do 5 to 6 pre-recorded videos a year, and we put those over on YouTube. I've never done a YouTube Live. I've never done that before, but I know that there's an option. If you already have a YouTube following, rock it. If you're already doing well over there, did I turn it again? Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Do what works for you. You don't have to do what works for me or your neighbor or anybody else. Figure out where your people are and just master that. Same goes for Pinterest. Pinterest could be a 2-hour training. At Pinterest, we have finally got the rhythm with Pinterest. How many of you guys are putting your product on Pinterest? Putting projects? Yes, several of you guys are. Pinterest It has its own algorithm, and it has its own game that you have to play. You need to be pinning about 20 or 30 times a day. There are places that you can have that will automatically pin for you. You need to move your boards around and your pins around all of the time. Similar to Etsy. How many of you guys ever listed anything on Etsy? Yeah, FSJ is perfect for there. So it's kind of like Etsy. You got to constantly move the stuff around. There's a website called Tailwind, and Tailwind will automatically do it for you. It is an expense, but you can register there, and they will basically manage your Pinterest for you. And so that's what we do. We have someone who manages the Pinterest for me. And then you have to have your pins made because, of course, the pins have to be pretty for us to pin the pins. All right, so again, I want to tell you guys and just encourage you guys that it is, and it seems a little crazy, like, Lord have mercy, how am I going to manage my house and manage dinner and then manage all these platforms and then sell my products and then have, it does. It seems crazy, but if you do one and you do it really good and you start making money there and you start figuring it out and you get in the groove and you feel good, then you can add on another one. All right, so I want to talk real quickly. Jenny asked me to cover a couple things like your profile picture, and for one thing I want to tell you guys, how many of you guys have a Facebook page that you're posting FSJ product on? Raise your hands. Awesome. How many of you have a business page that you're posting stuff on? Okay, awesome. How many of you guys have a group that you're posting stuff on? Okay, awesome. How many of you have both? Both. A business page and a group. Okay, I want to tell you guys this. My advice, and some people may not agree with me. My advice is I would not do business on personal page. It is against Facebook rules and regulation. They do not want you to be on personal pages. They could shut you down. And that's my livelihood, so I don't ever post. Now, occasionally I will share something funny, or I will share like a class. So you can share things that you think your mama and your sister and your aunt might want to know, but I would keep it personal and I would keep business. Now, if a business page scares you, because y'all have to, business, you got to be on it, every day, several times a day. And if that scares you and you feel like you can't get some momentum and you can't get the juice from Facebook, a group is the second best place to go. It's a little bit hard to go viral in a group. It's a little bit hard for a group to grow as opposed to a business page. A business page can grow based on great content, I was saying quality and content, I don't know. But a business page can grow on good content and great ideas and all of those things. A group, it's going to be very hard because you've got to add the people got to add the people, and then they add the people that don't want to be added to the group and blah, 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 right? So for me, a page, I have both, but my page is where I make my money. I don't make money in a group. A group is just more of networking and puts all the certified celebrators in one place so all the people can come and post their photos and that sort of thing. So, but let's talk about profile picture really quickly. I think when we take our business seriously and we treat our business like a business, it pays like a business. And when we treat it like a hobby, then it pays like a hobby. And not that anything's wrong with that, but if you have a profile picture from your college days, like partying it up on the beach, spring break 2000 and whatever, then for me, people are not going to look at me like this is a business, right? So for you, I don't know what that would look like. I would be really bold and ask you guys to get a great profile picture and treat it like a business. Have something that's here up that is a great photo of you and that's crisp and that clear so that they take you professional. They look at you like, she's a boss. She's a boss, babe. Yeah, she's good. Same for the banner photo. I think a banner photo for me, I'm so self-branded on our page that my banner photo has a little bit of all the places that you can see me. I've been on the Rachel Ray Show, and I'm on TV in Nashville, and I've been on the Hallmark Channel. So I have all of my TV appearances on there where people can regularly catch me and watch my TV appearances. But for my group and for a couple other groups that I have, the banner photo is what the group is made up of. So for you and your business, it would be like what your business is made up of. It would be like cute cards, and it would be fun, all the fun things, but then also possibly having a picture of yourself. And I would say, look at your group, look at the sizing. You guys can Google that. The sizing does need to be right because you don't want to be fuzzy and pixelated, but Google the right sizing and you can have somebody help you make something. And then I think FSJ in the dashboard, do they have some stuff? FSJ, I think, has some banners that you can use and put your own photos in. Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. And I think for branding purposes, that's perfect. So you can use that too. And then if you have events, I mean, you could always, I mean, it is time, but you could plug some of those events in your banner photo if you wanted to. Like, even if it's not an event in person, but it's like an event coming up online, you could post some of those things. All right, and then the behaviors to demonstrate. There is this thing called social media etiquette, and I'm going to tell you guys, okay, there's a couple things. Like, so people ask me all the time, they're like, how did you do it? Like, how did you grow your Facebook page? Yes, I had a Facebook page for about 7 years. I got really consistent about 2 years ago, and I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take it from a hobby to a business. Like, Mama's about to run to the bank doing this, and I'm going to figure out how to do it. And I'm going to be consistent, and I'm going to post, and I'm going to give Facebook what they want. And so that was about 2 years ago, okay? And I want to share with you guys, I told you guys Facebook Live was like my secret sauce, but I'm going to be really honest with you what my secret sauce is. It's joy. And every time you watch me, and even if my little boy's in the video, and even if I've had the poopiest day in the whole world, and I feel like not good, and I can't hear, and I can't, whatever, you will always see joy on my page. And I will always use our platform to be positive and to be happy. And so I think there is a lot in the behavior component of social media etiquette. It is tempting to post some funny posts. Some of the funny posts that you'll see on Facebook pages that go viral, sometimes they're not positive. Sometimes it's a little girl, and I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to tell you guys, this may not be for you all. You attract the people that you like. Like, if you're smart aleck on there, you're going to attract smart aleck people. That's totally fine. If you like to, if you're, athletic people, and they have, they have all the athletic stuff on, and they dress athletic and all of that, they're going to attract athletic people. For you guys, whatever you post on Facebook, those are going to be the people you attract. So for me, I do not share things on my page that would ever talk bad about my family. There's funny quotes, like, have you guys seen funny quotes about, like, mama's wanting to bash their head against the wall because Christmas break is still here? I might feel it, but I'm never going to post that on Facebook. I'm also never going to post a little girl dressed up in makeup with little dresses, and it is kind of funny if you watch it, but she's a smart aleck. Have you guys ever seen those? I don't ever post that because that's not me, that's not my brand, and that's not sharing joy. And so you guys have to feel good in what you post. And if you post the little girl with the makeup and the smart aleck, she is cute and she is funny, and that's totally fine. For me, you will always find nothing but utmost like positivity, energy, and I don't address anything negative or anything comment. Sometimes negative things will come on. People will share smart aleck things, like specifically people love to talk about politics and they love to give their opinion. Nothing. Flat nothing. Zero. If it does not make people feel good, it does not go on my Facebook page. It will always make you feel good. Now, sometimes I'll poke fun at myself. I will say that. Like, you guys thought I was real fancy with my Facebook Live video, but here's what it really looks like. And I'll post like pajama pants with like a fancy shirt on. So I'll pick at myself a little bit, and I'll be completely honest and vulnerable, but I'm not going to ever share anything that makes them, when they get off Facebook, like they feel yucky. It's only the things that make them feel good, and I just think there's so much value in that. I just really do. Like, I could talk about that all day. But be yourself on there, but share the positive and share the joy. There's enough yucky out there, right? And it just attracts people. And this is the other thing, you guys. So I've been doing Facebook Live videos for a long time, and I started doing Facebook Live videos, and I would hide in stores, and I would share my favorite things with people, and those videos went viral. And while I was like nervous and people were watching me, I would like hide in the corner of like places where I felt like they had the best deals, and I felt like everybody in the world needed to know what the deal was, and I looked crazy. I still had this joy and excitement that I just could not wait to tell you what I'm doing, where I am, and all of these pieces and all of this product or this craft project. There's always just this joy that they can't find anywhere else. And if they've had a crappy day at work, or they just don't feel good, or they're at home and they have a sick whatever, they can tune in for 5 minutes, and like I can fuel them just a little bit. Okay, so we talked about the 80-20. Let's talk about real quick about, let's see. So the examples are over here. Check out the FSJ product. You can promote a sale on a holiday and things like that. The 80% of your time, you guys know how to sell your pieces. It's really finding good quality content the 80% of the time. You guys can post your cards with links to the products. You all know how to do that. You have to know your pieces and have passion for your product, and you guys know how to post that. It's that 80% of the time that you're like, what else should I be posting? So I'm gonna give you a quick run through of some things that I think you could post, okay? For one, you could post old projects that maybe you forgot about. Post old ones and give them new life. Yes, ma'am. I know, I get so excited. I cannot help it. I will try. Okay, so I'm going to try. I'll try to slow down. See, I'm telling you, I just get so excited. There's so many things I want to tell you all. So, old things. The other thing is like personal behind the scenes stuff that makes you look like you're a real person. Because what happens, you all on social media, people think that you're not real. They will look and they're like, she's so far away from me that girl is a hot mess in her craft studio and she's so disconnected. She's not real life. But when I can show them real life craft room disaster, they're like, girl, I got you because I got a disaster in my craft room too. It makes them feel good, right? So I'll do a lot of those posts. I'll also post things on there that are just colorful and happy and give them some sort of encouragement or inspiration. So for something like, for example, a lot of people are taking down their Christmas tree right now. And so one thing that I posted recently is I put some Valentine's Day things in my tree, and I said, admit it, who still has their Christmas tree up? What kind of girl are you? Are you the one that takes it down at Christmas, or are you the girl that takes it down like after New Year, or are you the girl that never wants to take it down? If that's you, why don't you transition it into Valentine's Day? I wasn't selling anything. I just literally had some pink ornaments I left up on the tree. So some of those things that just give them some creative inspiration in other areas, because the people that love FSJ products are also going to be the people that value their home, that value their relationship with their kiddos, probably, that value a good party, that value decorating to a T, that value gift giving. So although maybe you're really heavily at card making, doing all of these other things will attract other people that have similar interests to you. And that's exactly who we want to follow us, right? Any questions about 80%? And you guys feel good about 20%, right? You guys totally have that mastered. I will say this, even when you're posting 20% of the time, let me tell you this, I'll always word things in a Facebook status that is to be a blessing to them. Every single thing that goes out on social media world makes them feel good, but it's for them. It's not for me. So should I have something for sale? I will post it. We could say something like, I'm just going to take this as an example. We could post this really beautiful card. Everybody wants one of these, right? And we could just post it and say, had so much fun with this stamp set right here. Or we could post it and we could say something like this. You guys have got to check out this stamp set. Can you imagine the birthday party, whatever, that you could make with this stamp set? So you're asking them a question. A lot of times they're not going to get engaged with you if you don't ask them to be engaged. So we've got to say, hey, what are you creating today? What are you making today? What are you using today? Could you imagine using this in other areas? What else could I do? I got this new stamp set in the mail, and what else could I do? Give me ideas. So you're asking them, and while you probably have a list of 100 ideas, when they comment on that, they're engaging with you, and that's what we want. And so I think Nicole talked a little bit about our growth on Facebook as far as numbers go, and what the growth looked like over the last year. That growth number, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, is a vanity number. It doesn't matter if I have 120 or 700,000 Facebook followers. What matters is that engagement. So if I had 100,000 Facebook followers and I had 2 people engaged, well, what does that do? I'm not making any money. I don't have anybody to sell to because I only have 2% of people like talking. So again, take the people that you already have, even if it's 30, even if it's 9, take those people, develop relationships with them, and ask them to be engaged in your content. Ask them to post on what you're posting. Ask them to give you party ideas. Or maybe you make the cute boxes and you say, girls, what should I put in here? I need a quick snack. Help a mama out. Help a sister out, right? Like you're asking them and you sincerely want to know. And sometimes I already have snack mix in the pantry and I already know what I'm going to put in the boxes. But I also think that I might use it again and I might need their ideas at some point, right? And they love to be able to help you and inspire you. And then in return, you're inspiring them without them even ever really knowing it, right? And every time that they post on your social feeds, Instagram or Facebook, the first 2 minutes are the biggest 2 minutes ever. And this goes back to that word that we do not like, which is called algorithm. It goes all the way back to that. If you put something out in social media world, either any of the platforms, and in the first 2 minutes it doesn't get any engagement at all, Facebook recognizes that as a dud. It's not quality content. We want those first 2 minutes, so we want to ask a question because we want people to come in and say, oh my gosh, that's so cute. Where'd you find that? I have to have that. Order me one. Put me, put one on your list for me. Make me one. Can I come by and pick it up this afternoon? We want them to do that within the first 2 minutes. And in 2 minutes, if you get several likes and several comments, then Facebook's like, okay, let's take this photo and let's put it over here. Let's let more people see it. Let's put it in more news feeds because it must be really stinking good. And let me tell you what the posts that do the best. It's the posts that are personal. It's the posts that are you and you and you and you and you. It's the posts that are me. It's the posts that people can feel like they're related to you a lot of times. So for example, if I want to sell something and I wanted to sell a new stamp set and I was like, I am going to make some money. I'm going to run to the bank on this stamp set. I'm going to post a picture of me holding it with my box, like pumped to the max. Like so excited I can hardly stand it. And I guarantee a photo with you in that stamp set will go way further than just the stamp set on your craft room table. So figure out what is working as far as your status goes. Go back. Most of you guys told me that you guys have business pages. There's a place on the Insights tab. How many of you guys have ever been to the Insights tab? Yes, smart girls. On the Insights tab, spend some time there. Like literally try to plan 20 or 30 minutes a week that you're going to your Insights tab. For me, we look at Insights every single day because my business is full time and I want to make sure that I'm constantly growing and I'm making money. And so I go to Insights every stinking day. And for you guys, I would love for you all to do that too. It will tell you what statuses did really good and how many people saw that status and how many people were engaged in that status and how many times it were shared. If you see a status that did really well, what are you going to do? More of it. We're not just going to be like, we did it, right? We're going to be like, okay, post this tomorrow and this tomorrow. We're going to take that verbiage and we're going to take that type of photo and we're going to deliver it more often because that's what our people like. So go to the Insights tab. That can be the best tool. It's one of the best tools that Facebook offers for us. Instagram also has Insights. Does YouTube have Insights? YouTube has Insights, okay. So go to the Insights tab and just figure it out. Oh, and it's so interesting and it's so juicy and it makes you feel so good. The other thing is, this is for me, you can train your audience. I trained my audience when I first started my business that I would do Facebook Live videos at 8 o'clock after my little boy went to bed. That's because I was working all day and I was coming home and working on my business at night, and that was really the only time that I had. So I trained my audience to be nighttime watchers. But now that I work at home, I can do daytime videos, so I'm training my audience to tune in during the day. For me, Sundays and Tuesdays are the best. Again, train your people. If Sundays and Tuesdays are not work, they won't work for your schedule. It's the consistency part of it. It's whatever you want to do that works for your life, but just be consistent with it. And then the most engaged times that I post are between 7 a.m. and 11 and 6 and 9. And here's my best tip for posting. We want to post 80%, all of that free stuff, all of the free encouragement and inspiration and ideas. We want to post that while people are at work. But I don't want to post something that's going to make me money when they're going through the shopping line at the grocery store and they don't have access to their wallets. Or they're at the stoplight and they're checking their phone trying to get home from work or at dinner. So I don't post things that have a link that will make me money during the day. I want to wait until about 9 o'clock at night when mama's got her feet propped up, babies are to bed, and she can finally catch her breath. She's breathing and she's resting and she's just chilling before she goes to bed, and she can get access to her wallet. That is when we want to post product that can make us money. So be really just strategic in what you post and how you post it, and just really think about the one post that you're going to make that day that will make you money. All right. Any questions before we move on? I'm trying to slow down, sister, I promise. I just get so excited. I've got all this energy I want to share with you. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Who was it?
Me.
Yes.
When you said that you ignore the negative, if there's a negative comment, do you remove it or you just let it go?
So if it's a negative comment about Donald Trump, then I probably will. Oh, I'm sorry. She asked if there's a negative comment. Should we delete it or should we keep it? If it's negative about me, I usually delete it. If it's negative about like a political stance, I will most likely delete it. To be honest, I don't watch my page all day, every day. If it's mean about another person's project, then yes, I delete it. But sometimes people are just really mean on my projects because they don't like it, and so I'll leave their opinion, you know? So like, I'll leave their opinion, but then usually my girls are like, I think it's awesome. Like, they like stick up for me. So, yeah, if it doesn't make you feel good and it doesn't put good and positive things out in the world, delete it. If it doesn't make people feel good, then yeah, get rid of it. But I don't acknowledge it. It's really hard. Like if somebody comes in and they're like, your shirt is the ugliest thing I've ever seen, and I want to be like, well, your shirt's so ugly. I don't ever say that. I just delete it. Like don't ever acknowledge it. Don't ever comment. Just totally like, just move on. Just go on with it. Okay, anything else before we go on? I want to talk about consistency and how often we want to post. So if I were to come here last year and I would have told you guys, all right, girls, I'm going to give you everything you need to know to grow a Facebook page, I would have told you, you need to post 4 and 6 times a day. And you would have looked at me like I had 6 heads coming out, right? Facebook has recently announced at their social media examiner conference in San Diego, they recently said, because we're running out of room in the news feeds and because there's not enough place to put content in the news feeds, Facebook's saying no more quantity, now we want quality. So I'm gonna ask you guys, and I'm gonna challenge you all, 2 posts a day. When you get to about 500 followers, 3 posts a day. When you get to about 800 to 1,000 followers, 4 posts a day. This time last year, I was posting 10 times a day. And I was finding we were killing ourselves coming up with content and projects and digging up old stuff and it was so much work. So now, if you watch our page, we post about 6 times a day. And 6 times a day, I have found, is a really good place where my engagement is where my engagement was this time last year. So again, it's the engagement number that we're looking at. So figure out what a good engagement number is for you. And I would recommend starting at 2 times a day and then gradually kind of adding on and then about six times a day. I would never post more than 8 times a day right now just because it doesn't, like I can post 10 times a day like I did last year, but it does me no more good. So why waste the content when I could save those 2 additional posts for tomorrow? Does that make sense? Okay, yes ma'am.
Now I have my FSJ business page.
Yes.
Sam and Hot with Carol.
Uh-huh.
I live in Arizona.
Love it, yes.
And I post daily.
Okay.
Now when I post a card I made, I usually link back to my Facebook or my blog because I have all the details.
Yeah.
And that's not in the comments section. That's is that the good place?
No, I wouldn't do that anymore. Because Facebook wants Facebook people to stay on Facebook. They don't want you to send them to your blog. They don't want you to send them to FSJ website. They don't want you to send them anyplace else. So we want to capture the people on Facebook and then comment below and say, get all the details about everything listed in the photo here with the link. Or better yet, do a Facebook Live video for me. Do a video and say, girls, I have got something you are not going to want to miss. Okay, check this out. It's 4 pieces. You got to have 4 of the things, blah, I don't know, whatever all of the stuff consists of for your project. And then post a link to your blog. So they go to your blog and everything's linked to FSJ there.
On my blog, yeah, everything is linked back to the catalog.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So I would put your blog post in. And then occasionally, like if you just want to sell something straight to the catalog, and maybe you guys, how many of you guys blog? How many of you all have a blog that you write on consistently? Okay, so if you don't have time to put the content up, but you got the project finished at night, and you don't have time to do a whole blog post on it, but they can kind of see the project and they kind of know what you need, or maybe you're trying to target people that have already bought for you and they're familiar with the brand, then you might just put a link to FSJ to that specific product. Can you do that? Okay, so I would do that sometimes in your video. And here's the thing too, mix it up, you guys. Mix it up and see what works best. And then go back and do what works best over and over and over again and filter in some of the other things like sending them to the catalog and that sort of thing.
Now, I sometimes even tell them, if you're interested in this product, pick the Shop Me Now, especially when we have a sale, like right now we've got the storage. I say, this is what I have. If you're interested, pick the Shop Me Now. Click on shop because it just takes you to our replicated
Perfect.
page. And I say click shop, and then there it'll say tool storage or whatever. So click there, you'll find everything that's on.
So she's saying that you can click the shop now button, which I love that. Here's what I want to tell you. This also was not in the program of what I wanted to challenge you with. But I'm going to ask you this. You guys go home on when? Saturday? Sunday. By Wednesday of next week, I want you to take one project and I want you to do one Facebook Live video for me. And then I want you to email me at Brittany@certifiedselebrator.com, and I want you to send me your video and I want to watch you. Okay? And I want your Facebook Live video to have a link. I want you guys to have a link in there, and I don't care if the link's to your blog or to FSJ product. So by Wednesday of next week, can you guys do that? Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's going to do it? Brittany, Brittany, at certifiedselebrator.com. So I'm expecting a lot of links by the time I go to bed on Wednesday, okay? Send me a link with your Facebook Live video that includes a link for your people to purchase.
And that link is inserted in the comments or?
No, in the status of the video. And I want to encourage you guys to show your joy and your passion about FSJ. Because if we hop on and we do a video like, and have you guys ever watched like an unboxing video on Facebook? And they're like, I got these, and I got these, and I got these, and I got these. Or if they're like, yo, I got these, I got these. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? You have to be a little bit more animated on Facebook. I know you guys think I'm crazy, but are you going to watch somebody that's like, or are you going to watch somebody that's like, I'm just so excited. Like when they can feel your passion, you guys, they are passionate. When they feel it from you, they're like, girl, you got me hyped up over this stamp set. So I want you guys, okay, to do a Facebook Live video. I want you to include a link to sell a product. However, it could be an event, it could be a class, it could be something that you want to sell. I want you to send me that link, and I want your video to show all of that passion and all of that joy that you have about FSJ in the video. All right? And yes, send it to me, girl. I'll check it out. All right, so if you were going to consistently be on Facebook and that's going to be your playground, I would tell you 2 Facebook Live videos a week and try to be a little bit consistent with that. Not that you can't be a little bit flexible, but try to be pretty consistent with it. And then also, FSJ, share some of the videos that they have from their page and share from each other if you can. Like share from your team members, your teammates, team members. What is that? Whichever. Share from your people that also have other projects and other ideas. Because Facebook loves video so much, the more you share video, the more engagement you're going to get on your post. And so sharing other people's video. And sometimes, you guys, I share things that aren't going to make me any money. That's a video. But I share it because, for one, I think my people might really like it. And I feel like they need to know this new recipe because it looks so simple and it's so delicious and I made it and they need to know. So sometimes I'll take one of those like recipe videos that are really fast and I'll share that video on my page because my people who are interested in my card making and my stamp making or whatever it is, they're probably also going to be interested in this food recipe because who doesn't love food? And sometimes that's other craft projects. Like sometimes it's other really juicy Facebook pages that do other craft projects using, it might not be paper goods. But again, it's taking that video, putting it onto your page, and creating engagement so that the purpose of this is when you post FSJ products, your engagement is up, and Facebook has you in a juicy little spot, and they're like, oh, she got so much engagement on this video. Okay, this is probably going to be really good too. Does that make sense? Clear as mud, or are we feeling okay about that? Okay, awesome. All right, and then create a post showcasing your life, and I love those behind the scenes videos. My Facebook page is really self-branded in the sense that my people do life with me. If I'm doing a birthday party for my little boy, they know all the elements of the party. So I break it up into what I'm feeding my guests, how I'm decorating, what are the favors gonna be, and maybe how I'm wrapping his presents. And so they're getting a series. So literally, and it's not all in one day, and it's not all in one video, but they literally feel like they're at the party with me. And same goes for Christmas. They saw all of the elements of how I decorated my home for Christmas, and they were there with me. And while I'll never probably get to meet half of the women that watch the video, they know my story and they love it. It's kind of like maybe reality TV, I don't know, but they just feel good in it. And then let's see, two sales posts a week promoting your products and promoting sharing your shopping links. And if you're doing a Facebook Live video 2 times a week and you're posting 2 times a week, I think that you can probably post every other day a sale product. Again, it's the 80-20 rule. And again, go back and look at your insights and see what's working. What is working for all of us, it might be different for other people, right? So it's just, it's different, and it's kind of, it depends on the audience that you've built and how you have created an expectation with them. You know what I mean? Yes, ma'am.
I take part in a weekly blog hop.
Uh-huh.
What's on your work desk Wednesday?
Oh, cute. Love that.
It's actually worldwide.
Okay.
It's in England, and I also then post a project with it. So I'm getting a lot of hits on Wednesday,
Okay.
and it's fun. So
Sure.
I post to my blog 3 times a week. and- Okay, I post to my blog 3 times a week, but Wednesday I show my desk in whatever state it's in.
You're being totally honest, aren't you?
Yes. A couple of times I have stage stuff because it just looked so boring.
Right, right.
But, you know, it's getting me interest out of England, even though we don't sell over there. But
Sure.
it's also gotten me a lot of interest and followers here in the States.
Is that on Instagram or is that just
No,
on the
it's-
blog hop?
It's my blog hop.
Okay.
It's on my blog,
Yes.
which is stampandcarol.blogspot.com.
Okay. And I think those blog hops, that was really, really big a couple years ago, and there still are that are, you know, there's still some that are big. So if it's working for you, I want you to keep doing it.
And I've been doing it for 6 years.
Really? Yeah, that's awesome. The blog hop is a process where all the blogs link to each other, and it's usually about a specific thing, and then you go and watch all the other blogs, which is an awesome concept for us in building a brand for yourself in FSJ. But you guys take that strategy that was so trendy 3 and 4 years ago, and how can we build and implement that on social media? And how can we do that on Instagram? And it's very similar. I told you guys how we did DIY your 4th of July. That was a big hashtag, and everyone showed their DIY 4th of July projects, and that was a hashtag. It's very similar to a blog hop. They search that hashtag, and then they go to all these different accounts, and it's specifically if it's projects that are interesting to them, like they like it, you know. So it's very similar to that, but if you're doing blogs and you're into a blog hop, that's an awesome networking opportunity. Yeah, I'm sure you can get a lot of website hits for that. Yes, ma'am.
Would you repeat your contact information,
Sure.
please?
Brittany, BRITTANY at certifiedcelebrator.com. Okay, so I want to tell you guys this. I want to talk a little bit about outside of your circle. How are we doing on time?
We're good.
We're good? I can keep going? Are we that good?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. All right. So let's talk about getting outside of your circle a little bit. I don't know about you, but sometimes it feels like we're talking to the same people all the time. Do you guys ever feel like that? And while we love those people and we want to nurture those relationships and we want to build our relationship with those people, we also want to grow our audience. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of things that can help you. For one, when you do, go back to your challenge with your Facebook Live video. When you do your Facebook Live video, I want you to say this exactly. Are you ready? I want you to introduce yourself. I want you to say, hey, I'm so-and-so, and I'm in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and I'm so excited you're here with me today. I blog over at such and such, where your blog is, or if you don't blog, you can say, I am a craft coach with Fun Stamper's Journey, and I want to show you guys this awesome project. And this is it. This is what you're taking the note, okay? If you've never been here before and you've never seen any of my projects, will you comment and tell me hello? Let me know where you're coming from. I just want to see where you're coming from. It's crazy how this video gets all over the world in 2 seconds, right? We're ad-libbing this. What are we doing when we say, hey, we want to know if you're new? What we're doing is when they say, hey, I'm new, this is the first video I've ever seen, and I'm from wherever, it puts your video in their news feeds. So the video is in the news feed for all of these new people's friends and family to tune into your video. Wow or what? So they're going to come in and you want everyone to tell you hello. And that again goes back to training your people. My girls know now. They come in, they tell me their name, they tell me where they're coming from because I've said that for so long. But the important is, are you new? Have you ever watched any of our videos before, or have you ever seen any of our projects before? I want to know if this is the first time you've ever caught me. Tell me where you're from. Just say, hey, hi, hello. Say hi. Tell me where you're coming from. When they comment and they say, I'm Brittany Young from Bowling Green, Kentucky, my first time watching your video, Facebook grabs that video, puts it into their news feed, and says, Brittany Young commented on Janice's video. And now all of Brittany Young's friends and family sees that Brittany posted on such and such's video. Mic drop. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, Lynn. If I did this on my business page,
Yes.
would that get as many hits possibly then instead of my personal page?
Absolutely. I'm telling you guys, it goes against Facebook's rules and regulation. Do not do business on your personal page. Okay. This is what I want to tell you, and this is what I tell people, because people ask me all the time, like, give me some advice. This is what I want to tell you. Slow and steady wins the race. It takes time. If you were to go on your personal profile and do a Facebook Live video right now, and then you close the video, and then you go on your business page right now, you're probably not going to have the same amount of views. Your personal people are going to probably watch, and your personal page will have more views right now because it takes time to build your business. But is your mama going to buy any more stamps from you? She's already been buying, right? Like, all your neighbors and your sister and your church girlfriends, like, that you can only sell to them for so long. So I don't know about you, but I'm ready to, move on and sell to other people. So your video, if you're used to doing them on your personal page, where maybe you've got several people watching, and then you go to your business and it's like 2 and it's like crickets, it's hard. But I want to tell you, it is so incredibly rewarding. Stick it out when it's hard. Stick it out when no one's watching. Stick it out when there's 2 people. There were 2 people for me. 2 years ago, my first Facebook Live video, I had 13 people watching live. Last Tuesday, I did a Facebook Live video before I left for the conference. I had 2.3 thousand people watching live. And now the video has been viewed 122,000 times. So again, the majority of the videos are viewed after it's over, like after it's live. That's why you want the new people still watching. New people still comment like they think you're live. They're like, say my name, say my name, say my name. And I'm like, that was like 6 months ago. But they still think that you're live. So you still want to think about what you're saying in your video. Like, tell me you're new, because you want your new people, if they ever watch your old videos, to still comment where they're new, because it still grabs that video and puts it over here into Facebook land. Okay? Was there a hand over here? Yes, ma'am.
So you had a good point about creating a business page to do all your FSJ. So if most of us are using our personal page, we're all going to go over creating that. Now, I know when you create it, there is a spot that says invite all your friends. You don't want to do that all at once, do you?
So here's the thing with invite your friends. Again, the number is a vanity number. So do we really want Sally Joe that we graduated high school with that now lives in wherever? It's like, for me, I wouldn't. I have some friends that are over on Facebook on my business page, and I have people on my business page that are now my friends, that are like my real life friends. I would invite the ones that are coming to your parties, that are ordering from you, that want to stay in the loop, that want to stay updated with what you're going on, because you still want them to share your content so that all of their friends then see it and all of their family still see it. So you could invite some, but I wouldn't say like invite all. Does that make sense?
Interest or
Yes.
connections.
Yes,
ones that have
exactly.
yeah.
The ones with interest. And I want to tell you guys, when you take what you're doing now, if you, again, treat it like a hobby, it pays like a hobby. If you treat it like a business, it pays like a business. So when you go and you start your business Facebook page, it is a business. So it goes down to your profile picture, the types of posts, and all of that you make. But it also, even when your girlfriends are over there, you are still a business over there, and you want them to know. How many of you guys ever have a hard time selling product to your friends and people that you know? How many of you guys ever have a hard time when your girlfriend's like, hey girl, I need a birthday card tomorrow. Can you help me make it? And you're like, well, that would be, it's probably barely going to cover the cost of your supplies, much less your time. That goes into when you have a Facebook business page. It is a business. Would we roll up to our neighbor who's a dentist and be like, can you fix my tooth for free? No. What about our church friend who's a surgeon and we broke our foot? Would we go up to the surgeon's office and say, can you put a cast on my son's foot for free? Even though we're friends, would we do that? Same for us. You have to mentally treat your business like it's a business. And the second the second that you treat it like a business, it's going to be hard that first time. It's going to be hard to tell your neighbor that the card is going to be whatever or the project is going to be whatever. It's going to be hard. But after you do it that first time, she will never come and expect it for free again. She will say that mom, that she is a business. That is a business, and I'm going to respect her, and I'm going to do that. The Facebook business page, Instagram business page, YouTube business page, wherever, that business page gives you a little bit of a, it gives you a little bit of a break. You know, it's a break because they look at you like you're a business. Does that make sense? So I want to tell you guys, I really want to encourage you guys, hop on a business page, and if business pages are intimidating, hop into a group. A group is also really good, but treat your group like it's a business too, okay? Yes.
So you said when you do a Facebook Live.
Yes.
Obviously, when you do a Facebook Live,
Obviously, most of the views come after the video.
Yes.
But you said it's key that you keep that in mind, such that when you record it, you know that because when people comment on the replay, that's still the same as if they're watching live.
Exactly.
So when you say, "Hey, are you new? What's your name? Where are you from?" That's so critical because on the replay, that helps get in their stream.
Exactly.
Correct? Did I get that right?
Exactly. You got it, Greg.
All right, thank you.
Exactly, yes. And you want to ask really engaged comments. For example, when people post, which this is really interesting too, and you can notice this on Insights, but kind of to go back to what Greg is saying, when we're engaged on our videos, they comment back. Like if we just hop on and do a tutorial and we're just showing them, but we never ask them anything, like sometimes I ask things like, what are you doing right now? What'd you do today? What'd you make pretty today? Did anybody do anything crafty today? Or what'd you have for supper? I just got done cleaning up my supper. When I ad-lib and add little questions, like they comment back. They comment back. The more of those comments we're getting, the more juicy that video goes, the more into the news feeds it goes. But also, you guys, one thing to think about is because Facebook is focusing on quality, not quantity, they also like a longer comment. So if you go to a photo right now on your Facebook page and you look at all the comments that you have on a photo, okay? All the comments that have on a photo, maybe there's 4. The comments are gonna show up in order of what has the most words. So if somebody comments a paragraph, it's gonna be first. If somebody comments just yes to your answer, it's gonna be last. Isn't that interesting? So it's interesting. Go and look at your photo. It's true, especially on a business page, okay? So, but what I'm saying is, yeah, we want to say, hey, where are you coming from? Come in, let me know. But you also want to think of something like, what's your favorite Christmas tradition? Like, they have to type out more words than yes or no. Like, did you get crafty today? Yes. But what's your favorite Thanksgiving tradition? I want to know what yours is. I'm working on mine, and I would love to add a new one into my family. Share with me your favorite one. And so then they're like, we go here, and we drop off cards at the nursing home. Well, you know, when they talk, that comment is more juicy. They invested more time into your post, and Facebook says, hey, this is quality. Again, because they invested the time in all of those words, it's quality. So let's give this more juice, and they're giving us more juice. I call it Facebook juice or Facebook pixie dust. It's like when they love it and people are commenting, it's like all juicy and it goes all kinds of cool places. Yes, ma'am.
My question is, when they comment after the video is live, do you have to go back in and reply to those comments? Because you could be commenting for years on a video.
Are you talking about on my video specific? It could be years.
No, I'm just
on any video.
On mine.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So here she's asking, do you comment on all the questions? I'm going to tell you guys this. I want you to do what I say, not what I do. Yes. I want you to create relationships with these people. Okay? I want you to create that you're a real person and you're there, and hey, we really care, and we are so thankful that you took 5 minutes out of your day. There's 5 million other things that you could have done today, and you watched my Facebook Live video for 5 minutes, and I am so incredibly thankful. So yes, I would say go and comment. I'm going to tell you guys, I am terrible at that. I'm terrible at that. It's so hard, but when you're first getting started, I always did. And I'm going to tell you guys this. I get a little embarrassed when I say it, but I'm going to tell you guys this anyways. How many of you guys know Taylor Swift? Okay, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's first 2 years of concerts, who'd she open for? Brad Paisley and all of these other people. Does anybody know what Taylor Swift did at the end of the concert for 2 years? She stood outside in the freezing cold and hugged every single person who wanted to hug her. That right there is why Taylor Swift is who she is. Because for 2 years, she was an opening act. She was nobody, but she hugged them. And my husband has his photo with it, and he really brags about that. But she hugged me, and she looked me in the eyes. And while we don't have a brick and mortar, and we're not opening for Brad Paisley, it's the same thing with social media. We commented, and we were there, and she was thankful. I was at her concert, and I didn't know. I only knew one of her songs then, but now I follow her. So she built this because she invested in those people. And so I have always said this. When I started my Facebook page, when I was like, all right, Mama's running to the bank, I'm going to do this. It's going to be full time. I'm going to invest my energy in Facebook. I know there's potential. I commented on every single person. As our page has gotten bigger, I do not do that as well as I would like to. I would love to be able to have somebody come and help me with that. But at this point, I don't. But I do still comment on some. And I do still try to answer some questions. But for you guys, yes. Do as I say, not as I do. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to follow up on that. I had a business for 35 years.
Uh-huh.
First year I didn't have yellow pages.
Oh, yeah.
And so when somebody called, I kept a Rolodex. I remembered your name, what color your house was, your dog, or whatever. And when you called the next time, I tried to call you by name. People like to be acknowledged. People like to go to restaurants that your favorite waiter remembers you. And so when you're responding to people who've commented, you're doing that same thing. You're making them feel like they are the most important post.
Yes, and I think specifically too, when I see people in person, like I did a meet and greet here last night, and so I got to meet some of our followers and our friends, and then when I got back to my hotel, I had a lot of emails and like private messages and all of that sort of thing, and when I responded with, thank you so much for coming, and I said something specifically about our conversation. I love chatting with you about your business. Like a lot of them have creative businesses. I'll specifically said, I hope your daughter feels better. I'll be thinking about you. Like you remember. And we can't remember all of the things about all of the people, but it's like that one thing that they remember, it just makes them feel really good. You know what I mean? So just because we're so lucky, we are so incredibly lucky. Facebook's free, you guys. We don't have to have a brick and mortar. We don't have to have a store. And we can still have creative businesses that financially provide for our family with this free tool. So while we're not paying all of these other bills to maintain anything else, or we're marketing in the yellow pages or whatever it is, instead, we're investing time in comments and research on insights, and we're investing in other ways so that our Facebook page gets out there, okay? All right, is there any other questions? Because Lynn is telling me we are over, and I hate it because there's so many other things I want to tell you, but I hope that you guys go home and just really feel good about your social media presence, and you feel like you're equipped. And if you're not, send me an email, and I will try to get with you and help you in any way that I can. Yes, ma'am.
I do have one question
Yes.
about the page boost on Facebook.
Yeah.
What is that? Have you tried it? Does it work?
Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. You know, when you have, Facebook will give you a notification that says that you have a post that's performing really well. Have you guys ever had that? They're big fat liars. They're big fat liars, okay? So that's not true. I don't go in and boost just because they tell me to boost. But when I go in, and if it's a Facebook Live video, if you're going to invest your money in any place on Facebook world, it's going to be in a Facebook Live video because you'll get more video views and more reach if you're including a link to purchase a product or to your website or to the catalog. So invest your money in a Facebook Live video if you want to. Start at $10. It doesn't have to be a lot. There's a thing called Power Editor, and I hope that at some point I can share with you a little bit more about Power Editor. Power Editor is what Facebook allows you to go in and specifically target people who like things that are interested. So you and I can target, if I really wanted to, I could target people who already follow FSJ, which why would we do that, right? But you could target people who, target people who follow Martha Stewart magazine. You can target people who follow, like I have girlfriends that own boutiques, and they target other boutiques that have huge boutiques, because just because they buy a shirt over there doesn't mean they're not going to buy a shirt from us too, right? So so that's in Power Editor. That is really where you're going to get the most out of your money, but for the quick boost, it would be Facebook Live. Okay,
Brittany,
Brittany,
I have a question.
Yes.
You are the certified celebrator. That's part of your branding. I'm curious how that has affected your business and what your thoughts are on us branding to that extent.
Like specifically, like with your name?
You call yourself certified celebrator. How did that impact your business?
So I went from, I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. Do I have time to be real honest? I started my business at my kitchen table, and my business was called Adorable Life, ADOORABLE, Life, okay? I didn't know that there was also a cat company that made toys for cats, also spelled adorable. So my first day working full-time for myself, I got a letter in the mail, and I was being threatened to be sued. Now I work with an attorney for everything, right? So, yes, it was a $3 cat toy. So then I went to Brittany Young, and I was like, I always wanted to do Certified Celebrator. I had always dreamed of that. I guess my first day on the job, I'm going to be going to Certified Celebrator. And so I had targeted myself. I had branded myself as Brittany Young for so long, but I also had so many other things that I wanted to do. And I had CertifiedCelebrator.com, but I never talked about it very much. Like, that was my website. So now I intro my videos. I'm Brittany Young. I'm the founder of CertifiedCelebrator.com. I'm Brittany Young. I'm your certified celebrator. You want to be a certified celebrator too? I'm going to teach you how. I'm going to teach you how to be a certified celebrator. It's so simple. So I'll encourage them to be with me, to celebrate life with me. And they say, what does a certified celebrator mean? And how can I be a certified celebrator? And this is what I say. Girl, you're already a certified celebrator. If you celebrate something every day and you find the great in every day, girl, you're already one. Come over and watch some more videos and let me inspire you some more, and then buy some of my stuff. So that's really the story on Certified Celebrator. And I was at the Hallmark Channel. I filmed for a show called Home and Family in LA, and I was doing a segment with the host, and I was like, some people refer to me as the Certified Celebrator. Nobody ever called me that. But I was like, some people call me the Certified Celebrator, and I'm here to celebrate football season with ya. And I was like, oh my gosh, I think I might be really smart. Is that brilliant? Certified Celebrator is brilliant. I think I might be smart. So then that was the website. I kind of had that on the back of my mind since that TV segment, and that's when we made it the website. So that's kind of the story on how that happened. But
I love the story. I think it's important as part of the whole branding.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's and I think, again, be so personally branded that they connect with you, because on Facebook, we connect with people all over the world, and we may never get to meet them, but you want them to know you enough that they're besties with you, and they know your family, and they know your home, and they know your craft room. And so self-branding, to me, is really, really important. Okay, sorry, I'm done. Promise.
No, that is awesome.
Promise, I'm done. Drop it in.
Everyone, let's give Brittany a hand.
Thank
you so much.
Yeah.